Hey, listen. We can be looking at the same thing, but we see it differently. The shit that's right for you may not be shit that's right for me. We got difference of opinion. I don't mean we got a beef. We can be men, shake hands, and agree to disagree. We see the same thing, but we see it differently. The shit that's right for you may not be shit that's right for me. We got difference of opinion. I don't mean we got.
We're gonna seg into this Jada Pickett shit.
Whew, man.
Which, let's, okay, look, check this out.
Set it up right, T. Set it up right.
I'm gonna throw you an alley-oop. Shit, I wanna get your intake. So, Jada, right? And everybody know that Jada and Pac type went to this art performance school in Baltimore. They had videos and all that shit. Pac did a guest appearance on A Different World. Piccolo, my boy P. So, that was cool. You saw that, you would see they generally, love each other. Not knocking that. But I remember Pac dating gone. Willow wasn't even born. You know what I'm saying? And she writes this letter like, "Oh, Pac, mommy loves you, and I wish you was here because mommy's sad." I'm like, "Damn, you got a whole damn thing. You know nothing about Pac. Only archives and what your mama told you." Mm-hmm. So let's fast forward now. We all know about the slip. And now she's saying, "Me and Will, we wasn't even married." She goes, when he said, "Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth." He says, she rolled her eyes like, "We ain't been together in 7 years." Dude, and it's, ladies, I want y'all to hear this now. From me. All right, from me. And it's taking everything to not call this woman a bitch. But this bitch is getting on my motherfucking nerves. He looks like this motherfucking man. And I give it to Will, he's being G, not saying shit. But dog, you gotta say something. First of all, your wife is dead fucking wrong. And I was a huge Jada Pickett fan because she was one of those ladies on the front line, your home girl. She was pretty. This day, that girl is gone. That's 1990s. She's gone. This motherfucker is on it where you fucking your son friend. First of all, I don't even know why he came to y'all for help anyway, because looking at your son is a him, her, and your daughter is a her, him. The only one like he may got some sense is Trey, and you ain't seen him since just the two of us fucking video when he was a kid and shit. What the fuck is going on in the Smith families, dog? Y'all make me hate everybody named Smith, Smithsonian, and all the rest of them motherfuckers. What the fuck is going on? And it's like, the crazy thing about it, you got some women that would defend this fucking behavior. And I can't get this shit. All this week, this motherfucker been going on a fucking press run talking about this damn book. She done been on fucking Breakfast Club. She done been on motherfucking Up in Smoke, Club Shay, Art in the Dark, Your Mama House, My Mama House, the homie house down the street. Anybody that listen to this motherfucker. She says Chris Rock basically tried to holler at her when he knew that they was broken up. His thing. Keep motherfuckers out your relationship by keeping your motherfucking mouth shut. Motherfuckers can't fuck up your shit. Now, as far as if y'all was separated, which that means y'all are swingers, because this is my views on being separated. Being separated just means you can fuck somebody, I can fuck somebody, but the whole time I gotta pay for you and you on my insurance. Fuck it, we might as well get a divorce. Because while you getting pipes stuck in your ass, I'm not gonna be paying for you to go get a pap smear or any other medical treatment that you need yearly. You let that dude who you fucking and sucking take care of your monkey ass. Fuck this brand shit. Because at this point, I'm like, it's a brand. And you making Will look real fucking corny and soft. Will dump this bitch.
Well, I like your little rant. It's definitely much appreciated. I feel like this, and I feel like on purpose that they kept everything secret. You know what I'm saying? Kind of keep everything on the wrap. Because I feel like a marriage is supposed to be that. It's supposed to be sacred. So keeping everything, have everybody have their opinions about it, is cool. It's when either one of them say something towards that, where they need to defend. Now, I believe everything pretty much was assumptive up until August. August come up, he started running his mouth. first.
That's a bitch move.
And so now, since he said something first, now Jada got to come and try to straighten things out. She got her table talk, like, hey, I need to because since we doing this talking thing, I need to put this on the floor because this is a topic. So she drops it on Will, makes him, and of course, Will knew about it because even August said, hey, I got Will's blessings.
It's always been a rumor that they were swingers.
Yeah, in your definition, I could see that happening. I could see them being swingers by them being separated, doing their own thing, living in separate households. I get it. That part I get. My biggest dilemma is everybody have their own narrative behind it. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't know. You really have to be behind the scenes to really know the dynamics. Now, Jada's just not coming out with a lot of the dynamics because they wasn't able to figure it out to label it as something. They can't say, hey, this is a PSA, public statement, we're gonna this is what we're doing. They couldn't do that because they still couldn't figure it out. In the interim, Jada say, since right now we on a wave, because after the slap, they've been on radar ever since then. So now they're on this wave, so now they can get these interviews. They can get this because now they got topics to talk about. And controversy always stirs up, you know what I'm saying, some type of way to go viral. So they're going to do that.
You said it was on radar. I think it was on radar. It was quiet. The last time you heard anything from the Pickett family, the Smith family, was Will Smith going over to Martin's house on Instagram was like, hey, we can do Bad Boys 4. That was it. You ain't got shit. Facebook didn't do the red table. She ain't did the red table in God knows how long. And I'm like, who really want to hear a fucking story about a woman who fucked her son's friend, her 20-year-old daughter who don't know what the fuck she want to be, a boy or a girl, and a whole ass mother. Like, I'm not trying to hear y'all stories, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just not adding up because, okay, you said 7 years y'all was separated, right? The math don't add up. Y'all done did photo shoots and shit, and maybe y'all protecting the brand. I don't know. Maybe y'all protecting the brand. But after that August Alsina shit wasn't 7 years ago.
No.
It wasn't 7 years ago.
That was pandemic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't 7 years ago. Nah, here's another thing. We went on the red table. And remember, we ain't getting no divorce. That's not an option. You know, they did some type of like bad boy type shit. You know, they ride together, we die together, or we stand together basically. And maybe it's a brand, but at a certain point, I'm like, Will, what does she really offer? You know what I'm saying? All this shit is coming out. I saw something on social media where it's saying that, man, she said me and Pac were soulmates, but we didn't do shit. And that may be the case. Pac ain't here to defend himself, whatever, but I know she had feelings for him. Then I saw another thing. She was on the Up in Smoke shit on that podcast show. And she goes, when the host says, but nobody knew that Pac proposed to you while he was in jail. Never knew that.
Right. I know what it is. I say, yeah, that's the first time I heard it.
It was, I rolled my eyes at Will, because when he said, keep my wife's name out your mouth. We've been separated for 7 years. Then it was Chris Rock hollered at me when he knew that me and Will was separated. And I told Chris, when Will kept going at him, Chris, this not about you. This is some old shit. Every chance you had made this man look fucking small. And what I hate is Will. It feel like I'm watching a murder here. Because all I hear is her talking. Keeping it Will, give it to Will. He keeping it G, ain't saying shit. Hey, let her do her thing.
Because he's licking his wounds right now. So he still got to get in everybody's good graces because he lost some endorsements. He lost some contracts. Oscars pretty much banned him. Like, he's trying to, so he's licking his wounds right now. So he want to stay mute so he don't get himself into more trouble. And that's his position right now.
Ain't that?
Huh?
Oh, man, man. It's kind of like when somebody's damaging, attacking your manhood or your character. At some point, you have to defend yourself. And I get it. Maybe you don't want to get divorced, but my thing is this: your kids are all grown. Oh, you know what I'm saying? All three of your kids is grown.
But picture this thing. So hypothetically, you know what I'm saying? You maybe we go back 5-7 years ago. You and your wife, y'all kicking it, everything cool. Y'all got some friction in the household. Okay. So now everybody see the friction, but they don't know what's going on. So then everybody had their own assumptions. And of course, like the narrative look like you the bad guy when she's the one that's messing up, right? But they don't know. Only you and her know. So is you gonna go there to straighten them out, or you like, oh, I don't care about them. I'm gonna let them believe what they want to believe and just do my own thing. Or you wanna let me help y'all out. Let me sit y'all down. Let me show you how bad this woman is.
I'm gonna put myself in that scenario. For me, and one thing about me, I'm big on respect and I'm big on my manhood and character. So my thing is, you're not going to, because my thing is, you're attacking me. I feel like now I gotta defend myself. So the truth is gonna be out. It's kind of like somebody saying Ray raped somebody. Ray was gonna sit there and let somebody say he raped somebody when he know he didn't. You're gonna defend that, and that's what I'm gonna do. I have a problem with a lot of these young girls being impressionable because of her actions. And like, oh yeah, Jada, you know, you everything, Jada. Jada ain't. When the last time you seen fucking Jada Smith on TV? When she is on TV, she ran Real's coattail. The last time I seen her, she was on Fox show called The Doctor. She's playing a character named Fish Mooney. That's the last time I seen her on some TV. Will's the name. He's the heavyweight. Louis Davidson did an interview. They said it was on Club Shay Shay. During the interview, they said Will Smith come in there. He's mad. Basically, damn near want to fight Tom Davidson. I think Davidson is about $150.
Yeah, that big.
So now my thing is, Will, you come off like a bully because all these dudes that you feel that may have wronged you, you want to attack them. And that's the one thing I mad about Will. You're attacking dudes that you know you could beat. And you ain't gonna do that shit to no fucking Rick Ross or no, you know what I'm saying? Or some dudes that
I'm gonna paint this picture for you. This is the reason why you got to think about Jada and her fantasy of what she want a man to be. Just like we all, when we get to marriage, we find out what our mate want, and we try to imitate that to our extent. But if we can't meet the match, then it's like, okay, I can't do that. I can't fulfill that part. So you're gonna have to get that from somebody else. So I think Will was trying to fulfill that thug life part that Jada was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Being in Baltimore, being in the hood, she know how hood niggas. A part of her likes that. But Will like, that ain't me. So I gotta bring that image somehow.
It's this though. You from the D. I'm from the D. Although we some hood niggas, we ain't no hood niggas. By that, for those who don't get it, he and I ain't never went out there and outright, he shot and we gang banging, we claiming this green and white sign on the corner. But yet, at the end of the day, in our core, we still some hood niggas. We're part of our environment.
Right.
We could have went that way, but we didn't. Let's not forget, Will is from Philly. He is a hood nigga. As corny as the Will is, he's still a hood nigga. I think with Will, and even in his book, he talk about, dealing with the shit with his mom. He didn't feel like he protect her. He felt weak and this, that, and the other. And I think he had to go to counseling for that. You know what I'm saying? Feeling that weak. Jada is not helping that situation out. Because once again, it's like, all this shit is happening, and all this week, you know the two things that was the headline this week? The shit that's happening over there in the Middle East? And this motherfucker talking about this damn book and Will. Them the two things that flooded the fucking headlines. The Middle East and this bitch.
Okay.
And I'm some females that, because I'm posting shit and they like, can't stand her. She messy. She toxic. And truly, one thing about black women, if they hear you say one thing about a black woman, Even if she ain't shit. Like if she a black woman, they all gonna come with their pom-poms and defend it like, oh, you said something bad about a black woman. And I've always been like this. You say shit about a black man. As long as you don't make a general statement, kind of like lump us all together. If you lump us all together, I'm gonna defend because you lump me in some shit that I ain't got nothing to do with. If you talk about a motherfucker that's a deadbeat, that shit don't faze me. I ain't got no damn kids. So dump on this motherfucker, that's what he is. A black woman, they persecute black women. They did black women like this. Like, no, y'all can't defend all these motherfuckers. If they wrong, they fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? Right. You gotta kick the bullshit to the side. All skin folk ain't kin folk.
And so as I start growing up, look, I learned that I don't really have to prove nothing. It's almost like you talk about defending, and there are certain parts of me that I want to defend because I feel like, okay, I got to defend that side because that's going to damage somebody else. And any other time somebody say something, especially if I don't care about it, outside this household, outside of my circle, like you can say whatever you want to say to me. You know what I'm saying? Just don't put your hands on me. You know what I'm saying? Don't threaten. You know what I'm saying? Don't harm my family. And
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You got kids, right?
Yep.
Your kids hearing this bullshit about you. And granted, Will's kids are all grown and they all fucked up. Hollywood done raised them motherfuckers.
Right.
But let's just say you, a celebrity, you got kids. And your manhood or character came into question. Your kids hearing this shit. How do you handle that?
Yeah.
Do you say, oh, you don't fuck about that? I got to say, I mean, we falling out of control. Or do you say, you know what? I got little girls. I don't want to hear this shit. So you're putting me in a position where I have to respond because they're going to come to me and ask, Daddy, you like, because I'm saying you all on the timeline, blah, blah, blah. What do you do as a man? Because like in the words of Tony Montana, all you got is your words and your balls.
And I'm gonna give you both sides of this because it's two-sided coin in this. Because at home, I'm going to have this talk with my daughter to kind of explain everything on the inside and out, so they can kind of understand what's really going on instead of like looking at it one-sided. Mm-hmm. The other side of this coin is more like those people who have their own opinions, their own statements they're making. I would put myself in a position where I have to decide on, because I can't change their mind. I can't change their perception. Whatever they think of me, that's what they think about me. Whatever I say is not going to correct their thinking. It's more like, you're trying to defend yourself, and we trying to corner you into this place. Because what Hollywood do, the news, reporters, journalists, all of them trying to find some type of scandal, trying to find some type of way to pigeonhole you into a little corner. And I noticed that most people fall for the bait, which means they come out swinging, and they find themselves in a lot of trouble. Just like right now, because there was a time like Puffy tried to defend on his gayness, you know what I'm saying? Hey, no, I got this woman, I got Cassidy, I got, da-da-da-da. And, you know what I'm saying, it's almost like that. But then after so many people start exposing him now, he like, okay, now I can't defend it no more. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much backing up from even talking about it now. And you get like people like 50 who troll everybody, and he don't care what somebody say about him. Now he's in a position where somebody say something derogatory or something out of the line, he gonna hit him with a defamation suit. Like, oh, you saying that? Defamation. Oh, you got this? Oh, defamation. So now he gonna cease and desist whatever you're saying about him. So it's making the stuff that he said credible now, because you can't say statements just be saying them now. So he built this persona up, and I believe it came from him not caring what people think. This is my, and of course I feel the same with pot. People have their own opinions of pot. I remember the political, I forgot, who was that? Was it the senator? The lady, he talked about it in a rap.
Dolores Tuckers?
Yeah, Dolores Tuckers, and then who's the other guy who lost the presidency?
Don't doing all that shit.
I forgot his name. Well, anyway, my man was talking about him. You know what I'm saying? Dan Quill. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Dan Quill. You know what
I'm saying? People was after him like for real, but his response was like, "Hey, I'm not trying to correct your views. Whatever you feel like, if you don't want to hear my music, don't bump it. Like, but I'm gonna still bump my music. I'm gonna still make this type of music because that's who I am." And so I feel like if you continue to have your own narrative and pushing that out, it's gonna drown all the noise. It's gonna drown all the stuff that everybody else is saying because what you perpetuating, that's what's gonna be said. That's gonna be heard. I feel like that's fair for every man, and men, we have somewhat of a macho style to us. We talk about even the whole ego thing. We always got something, this persona that we hold up, and we want to make sure that everybody see this because number one, from I like to say elementary school, you ain't no punk. You already recognize you're not in that category. So anytime somebody trying to punk you gonna flex. I don't care where you at. You could be at church. You know what I'm saying? Somebody trying to punk you gonna flex. Like,
there's a whole bunch of wars that all through the Bible.
And so you start tweaking your character because you recognize you ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? And most women, they try not to be sluts. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to sleep with every single body, even though
you're something.
You know what I'm saying? They out here. But then, you know what I'm saying? And then certain guys, they want to brag about how many women they knocked off. They kind of show me where their character's at. Because if you sit there bragging, dude, that means you ain't knocking off too many. That means you real low. So every time you got to brag about it, like your numbers is real low, bro. Because now you bragging about it. Anytime your numbers is high, you knock them down on a regular basis. You ain't got nothing to talk about. Like, you just doing your thing. It's not a bragging right type of thing, but it shows me where their character at. And so when I see men stepping outside of who they are to defend something, it's like, what are you trying to prove? Because sometimes the statements be true, right? Anytime you say a statement that is true, but you don't want that statement to be true, then you got to defend. Hey, let me change the narrative. And I feel like, and I'm gonna go back to Jada. That's why I feel like she wrote out this whole scenario to make herself look good in it. Because right now she's been the dim light. She's been the one that's been pushing Will down, making him look like a fool, simping him. You know what I'm saying? So if he's simping, like if you put him in that category, it making you look bad as a woman because you his backbone, you his protector, and you're not doing that job. So now I need to change the narrative. I need to change the spiel. And I need to change the narrative so I can look good in the end.
If you was Will Smith, what would you do?
I would have to have some finalization. I would like, okay, Jada, we've been split up for this long. What it do? What it is? What it's gonna be like? And then move from there. Because all this mystified, okay, we together, we'll be separated, you know what I'm saying? We swingers, and like it's no stability in that. You can't build nothing. You can't move forward. So all of them, Will and Jada and their kids are anchored 8 years ago. They still back there. They are still anchored back there because you can't move forward. There's no stability. So you like, okay, until we figure out what this is, we're just gonna like be in limbo and just be with a shit without a sail. And you can't. And that's, I can see why. You know what I'm saying? Jaden the way he is. I can see why Willow the way that she is, because if there's no stability in the home, I don't know what I am. Right?
You know, Jaden got emancipated a while ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago. So he ain't been around.
No stability in the household. So you confused. You don't know who you is. So you just.
I remember when that motherfucker came out with a statement, dog. He was like, "My penis don't define who I am. I chop it off." I was like, "What is that shit?"
Yeah.
I said, "This motherfucker."
Because he's in denial. You got to think about it. Anybody don't have stability in their household, it's something diminish them, tarnish them, to the point where they got to resort to some heavy drugs. You know what I'm saying? They got to do something extremely stupid. You know what I'm saying? They got to wild out. They got to like, and something about them say, hey, I need to express myself because I don't know who I am. So I need to express something. So let me figure out, let me sex change. Let me, you know what I'm saying, buy some booze. Let me like do something to express myself. And it's like, you are expressing yourself. You being who you are, but they can't accept that because there's no stability in the household. You can't build off of that.
I feel like this. If it was me and I was Will, dump this motherfucker. Tell what little alimony you gonna pay. Sign an NDA. That way you shut this shit down where now she can't talk about none of this shit.
And I know our views kind of vary when it comes to this because I feel like marriage is sacred and there has to be grounds for divorce. It can't be just because you see things this way, I see things this way.
Yeah, 7 years.
We had to figure out some ground. We had to figure out a happy medium.
I feel like this, if you ain't with your husband for 7 years, y'all swingers. Now, granted, the rumor has already been out that they are swingers. It's what they do. They like men, allegedly. Let me say that. Allegedly. Like men and women. They go both ways. My thing is this. This is my views on that. I can keep you on my social. I can keep you on my insurance and pay for you while you get dicked down by another dude. Damn, fuck all that. You let the motherfucker take care of your ass. We about to get this damn what's name divorce. I'm gonna pay you for whatever little time I got. You go about your way, I go about my way. And that's it. But you gonna sign this NDA with me. Now, motherfucker, your whole shtick has always been about talking about me. So now I done cut off your damn line of income. And once that fucking alimony run out, what you gonna do? You better get out there and start acting again. Because you can't talk about me. So now what you gonna do?
Yeah.
But I really think we'll really, truly love this woman.
Yeah,
and I think he can't.
Yeah, I think she loves
I think if he got a divorce, it's like a blemish on his record. And I think he's so much in love that he's not paying attention. Like, dude, she's diminishing all the shit that you was the safe bet in Hollywood. You were the safe bet. That one night with Chris Rock when you slapped him, brother, some people say it's stage, fake, whatever. Whatever it is, the consequences and punishment they land on his ass, it's real. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, I get it to the mother of your 2 children, but you may need to break away from this motherfucker. Fuck the damn, or it's a brand. What brand? She's fucking the brand up all the damn time. So you have to distance yourself.
That supposed to be the conversation at the house. That need to be let known. And behind closed doors on how you moving from this day forward, how you moving. Like, and I feel like something need to be finalized before they were swingers. They need to, okay, this is how I don't want to be with you. I don't want to sleep with you. I want to see other people. Okay, well, we need to go ahead and make that happen. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I'm very, very against divorce. And the reason why I feel like people divorce for the dumbest reasons. Some people can't take hardness. Some people can't take disagreements. Some people can't take when somebody's down. Like, and everybody got these different dispensations in the marriage.
I think also, if you get a divorce, it's got to be about your peace and your happiness. And I don't think you put a price on peace and your happiness. People also throw the religious aspect of that, but I think, fuck it, be selfish. I tell people that. Be fucking selfish. And by that means, hey, I gotta go against that. You ain't got heaven and hell to put me in. I take my peace and my happiness over any words or any money, because you can't put a price on your peace and happiness. What good am I to you if I'm not happy? What good am I to our kids? Yeah. Oh, they're just stuck through and shit because he said some words.
Right, and so that's
fuck that.
That's a conversation with your therapist. So you, your wife,
you know what I'm saying?
The spouse, therapist, somebody that's neutral when it comes to that. And
I mean, if you exhaust all avenues to try to salvage your wedding and your marriage, and if it don't work, Because it's the only thing you can salvage. Money comes and fucking goes. So if you're basing that, I'm gonna stick with this motherfucker because my money. No, motherfucker, you need to get the fuck on out and have your peace. Especially if you still a young cat, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. You still got some good. Still got some life in you. Don't let he or she suck that shit from you.
Yeah.
And don't let that shit bruise your ego if you get a divorce.
Yeah, and and it's funny. I just ran into a situation early this week. I got some people I know, my boy, and we got in a conversation. We was talking about, he started talking about his marriage, and usually, he don't really talk too in depths about it, but we got into some depths about it. Find out, he's pretty much going through it, and it's really because like a lot of the tables have turned, where it was a time when they got together as young people and they trying to build something, and he worked 2 jobs to make sure that she go to school. She go to school, she get the get the degrees and whatnot. Boom, she making blue money. Next thing she like, where you at? Like, you ain't making this money like I'm making. So I need to, find somebody that's going to be on my level. And it's like, wait a minute, I've been here on the ground floor helping you build this to get you up there, and then you're going to pick me to the corner? And so now he has a problem with that because now she's strong-arming him. Like, she's pulling rank. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one that's like really paying the bills around here. You know what I'm saying? You more of a liability to me. It's like,
going. You have your business. Listen.
And so I had a big problem with that. So I pretty much like was telling them like, because in hindsight, well, I'm gonna say this properly. From the outside looking in, it seemed like, okay, you need to go ahead and like call this a loss and just go ahead and wrap this up. But I feel like in my heart, some people wake up, some people change, some people realize that they are in the wrong and realize, wait a minute, I'm about to mess up something really, really good here, because true love is hard to find. Like, somebody that's going to stick with you, no matter if you're right or wrong, left or right, up or down, like, you have that in your corner. It's nothing like that in the whole world. So when you have that, it's so rare, you need to stick with that, because other people are going to just use you. Okay, you got money, I'm with you while you got money, but when you broke, I'm not going to be with you no more. I'm done with you. And I feel like marriage, that's the vows. For richer, for poor, for better, for worse, to death do you part. That's a promise. And if that be the promise, like, what's gonna come between that? Because like, the sex ain't good no more. I'm not making as much money as the other guy. What's the other one? Reconcilable differences, like, because we can't figure out how we're going to move this family forward. Like, I want my kids to go to college. You don't want them to go to college. Okay, that's discrepancies. That's something that can be ironed out. That's just a bump in the road. Like, and we find out some people get to these hardships in the marriage and they ready to quit. They ready to throw in the towel because, like, you only been married for a few years. Like, your case, like 20 plus years, that's some time, bro. You done build some stuff. Y'all done solidified some stuff that you can't recreate that. You can't just can't start over from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So for some people who like, of course, playing the field, you know what I'm saying, that's where they at. They want to play the field. So of course, they're not trying to build nothing. But for that person that's really trying to build something, stick with your marriage. Like, stick with it. Do tough and I mean, but 7 years separating, that's a long time. That's a long time. And if you live with somebody for 7 years, you're married, right? Is that
depends on what state? Like California got that common law state. I think it's what 7 or 10 years.
I know it's a such thing that after so much time, it's done. Like you know what it is.
Well, if you could talk to Will Smith, what advice would you give him?
Woo! I would and this is me personally, and I'm being very, very genuine with this. Like, what y'all have is some true magic. You know what I'm saying? To be able to not only be able to stick through it all these years, but dealing with the ridicule, the criticism, you know what I'm saying? And y'all still sticking through, even though y'all not really together. But y'all, what you call it, saving the brand. Y'all saving face. So it makes everybody who's got their hopes high looking forward to what they call it, Beyonce and Jay, Will and Jada. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of, it's a circle of people that people look up to as far as their celebrities to say, okay, they're doing it right because they're successful and they're staying together and they're building together. And it's something about that we glorify. We like, man, how I can't wait to be in Jay and Beyonce status. You would love to. You know what I'm saying? It's something to look up to, right? But going back to happiness, I would really dig down deep and ask them, where you at? Is you happy? Is you miserable? Is you tired? You fed up? You know what I'm saying? Seeing where he's at is pretty much going to tell me what to tell him next. Because if he's like he can do another 7 years, all for you. Mm-hmm. If he's like, bro, like I'm at wit's end, I don't know if I can take another minute. Oh well, we need to have another conversation. So that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be always pro against divorce, if possible. But even though 7 years is, that's a tough cookie. And some people got the, you know what I'm saying, the fortitude to stay there.
I'm going to say this here.
Each his own.
Jada's bomb stretch is very sexual. So, you know, within 7 years, she been getting broke off by some man or woman. Because this is highly weird. Yeah. I would say this. If I had talked to Will, man, fuck that shit. What my man Ray just said. Get the fuck on, dude. Get your mind right, dude. And I get it. You're more invested in her than she is in you. When you're in a relationship, it's a 50 as far as being invested. Yeah, and far as being invested.
70, bro. Sometimes 70-30. Sometimes.
And fuck all that shit. Now, I'm just talking about being invested. Like, I need you in it. Snow, we doing a fucking ghetto hokey pokey. You put your right foot in, you put your left foot out. That bullshit. Ain't none of that. I would tell him, man, hey, if you're doing this for a brand, your brand is already diminished at this point. So what brand are you have to live for? All too many times, people want to live their life vicariously through a celebrity. Guess what? You ain't got the money these motherfuckers got. And you ain't rolling with the crowd these motherfuckers are. And these motherfuckers they all play a beat to their own drum in different sets of rules. So stop it. Stop it. Just because you see these motherfuckers being at some type of humanitarian shit and this, that, and that, they all are fucked up. Your favorite celebrity is fucked up. Real talk.
Yeah.
If you let money be your motivator, you're not gonna fucking be happy. At a certain point, you're gonna crack. My thing is, your happiness, your time, and your energy is the most precious fucking thing. And you don't waste that on no fucking body. If you ain't reciprocating that shit back, I don't know, that's fucking dead weight. It's kind of like you trying to swim with a fucking weight around your fucking neck or ankles, and it's fucking pulling you down. Get the key, unlock that bitch, and swim off.
Now, this is something we had a conversation. Like, you can't help who you love, right? And sometimes your love solidifies you to stay put because your love kind of outweighs a lot of your other emotions. Okay, so you can be sad sometimes, you can be upset, you can be frustrated, but then the love kind of like help you to stay put, help you to stay there, because otherwise, Nat, you out the door because you rather go where you happy, right? But see, emotions they waver, they up and down. So some days you happy, some days you down. So I can't base my life upon that because it just depends on how I'm feeling at the time. But love, I can hold on to that. There's family members, you know what I'm saying, that are crazy, they're crooked, they're wrong, but I still love them. You know what I'm saying? I'ma still like hold them close, like.
Fuck, you love from afar.
Yeah.
You love from afar.
But the love is still there. So I can't deny it.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I will say this. There's motherfuckers who I got in my family. I love them because we're family. That's probably the extent of that shit. We're a family. We share same DNA. But my peace of mind, my happiness, you can't put no price on it. No amount of sex on it. See, the thing about me, I can detach from a motherfucker. Especially when I feel like I've been wrong and you're not doing no good for me. People can be in love and it can be for seasons. Like I said before, I've always looked at life like a fucking movie. So we could be a whole fucking 5 seasons in, 10 seasons in, whatever. And guess what? It's time for your character to get fucking replaced. It's time for me, guess what? To lead this show. I did all I could fucking do, and there's no growth for me on this fucking sitcom. And it's time for me to pick up my bags, and whether you kill me off or I just simply walk away, that's cool. But at the end of the day, people want to all too many times be like, my faith or what I feel and this, that, and the other, and stick around in a fucked up situation. Man, I've never, my faith, guess what? And my belief has never held me down to a point where I know I'm in something bad. Hell, guess what? Some drugs make you feel good. That don't mean you keep taking them bitches and shit and get addicted. At a certain point, you stop.
Well, some people...
I don't share that sentiment that most people share. Whereas, because I said these vows around a whole bunch of motherfuckers who may or may not give really a fuck about me, and I'm beaten because I done told some woman I love them. Fuck that shit.
So what is your promise based off of? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
it's always gonna be my
being a man. What's the most important thing? You got to be a man of your word, and so your word is your bond, right?
Your word is your bond, but guess what? If my happiness, my spirit, and all that shit is not at ease, because when you're not happy, it's kind of like letting disease and cancers in your body. That unhappiness. And if I'm having, it's kind of like a ratio. If it's more downs than ups, why are we here? Yeah. That's why I say relationships is a business. A lot of people may hate when I say that shit, but it is a fucking business. Case in point, most of your celebrities are there because it's a business. It's a brand. And they want to do what they can to protect the brand. I don't think Beyonce and Jay-Z are what they say they claim to be. It's a fucking brand. Remember, go back to Becky with the good hair and all that, because allegedly Jay-Z stepped out. It's a fucking brand. And what they do? He came out with a song addressing it. She came out with a song addressing it. And everybody downloaded that shit. It was streams like a motherfucker. And they probably sitting back like, damn, we on to something.
Like Usher and Chilling, you're like, yeah, it's the same scenario.
So they ate the shit up. We're not those. We're regular folks. Those people are on a different hemisphere. I always gonna appreciate me before I appreciate everybody else. People are like, oh man, you been this, you been that. Guess what? If I don't treat me like this, I'm no good to you. I hold myself to a certain level. And I'm not gonna let nobody diminish that. And if I'm involved with somebody that's pulling me down and stressing me out, I'm not gonna be able to make the correct move, because guess what? My emotions is here and there. My heart is broken. My mind is broken. Guess what? That's how a lot of diseases and famine and fucking cancers run through your body. Okay. And that's not just for men, so women too.
And I see your point behind that. And the narrative I like to paint out is, when you make a vow and you make a promise, it feels more genuine coming out of me that I'm promising. You know what I'm saying? There's different when you take out a loan. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna pay you back this much, you know, whatever. And sometimes you renege on a loan. Sometimes even the job, hey, are you flexible? Can you work this many hours? Yeah, I can do that. But then when it's time to do that, you'll flake out. Those are statements you can make because you're really trying to capitalize on the opportunity. Getting the car, getting the house, getting that job. You saying it. It's like game. You trying to even taking a woman home. Like, hey, girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm the best thing you ever had. You know what I'm saying? I'll take you overseas, whatever. And that's all game. Okay? Because you're trying to get the prize. But when I make a promise, dude, and of course, like, and I'm the person, you know what I'm saying? I'm a spiritual guy, but I don't swear to God on nothing. Like, I promise I ain't gonna do that. If I promise you something, I'm gonna come through it because I want that to be that line to say I'm drawing. Like, if Ray promised that, it's
That's what I'm saying. Promises are made to be broken. Yeah, my thing is this. During the time when you made that promise, it may have been the right time for that promise. Shit may change. You may have changed. You may have said, my thing is this, because guess what? We are humans. So sometimes we don't make the right decision. So something that may seem like the right decision based off our feelings, as we are not invested in it, you're like, I'm having more fucking rain than sunshine. That ain't supposed to be it. Something gotta change. It's up to you to make that change. Sometimes that person gonna, guess what? Be comfortable and stuck and be like, look, I don't see what you see. Yeah, we argue a lot, and this is it, maybe more arguing this and that. Because guess what? That person benefits more being with you, not being with you at all. Especially if you're the breadwinner. But if you're not getting what you feel is your fair share, or this person is not invested and putting forth effort, why? Because you said some shit? You said some shit? Man, fuck that. I take my fucking peace and happiness over any motherfucker on this damn earth. People, listen to me. If you fucking with me, if I'm not happy, if I'm not at peace, and I'm giving energy and my time and it's being wasted and I can't get that shit back, fuck the money. Fuck the money because I can always make money. But my time, my energy, my effort, and I can't get that shit back. I'm not seeing no residuals coming back my way. Fuck this shit. Let's cut our losses. And you go about your way and I go about my way. Trust me, I'm gonna be bad. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I might cry. I might weep. That's cool. That's the whole healing process. Allow yourself to go through that. Women, only you. You may feel like, oh, this is a hiccup or a blemish on my record because I'm not with this man. If you're not happy and he's not doing what you feel he should be doing as a fucking man. Man, my brothers, if that woman ain't doing what she's got to do to make you happy and to, more importantly, be your fucking peace, leave that motherfucker. Your peace, your happiness, your time, your effort, your shit is worth more than any fucking money. And if you base your shit off of money, you're gonna be fucking sad. That's for men and fucking women.
Okay. And I see what you're saying. I'm gonna slightly disagree with certain parts of that. One of the parts, if you're basing your life on happiness, which is the emotion, you're gonna lose because your emotions are up and down. So that's nothing to build off of.
Love and emotion?
Huh?
Ain't love and emotion?
Yes, it is.
That goes up and down. Because guess what? I guarantee you, your daughter do step out of line or date a wrong dude, you married them up. She got this motherfucker can't stand. Who just like your motherfucking mama? That's an emotion. And although you may not admit it, it's an emotion. Love is an emotion.
It is. It is. And so since love being that emotion, love should be able to be the strongest emotion that makes you stay there, regardless if you're happy, regardless if you're sad, regardless if you like angry, regardless if you frustrated. Love's supposed to trump that. That's on top, right?
All the time.
Oh, okay. And I understand. Like that's the way you're thinking. I get it. But what I'm trying to like paint a picture is more when you have love, some real true love. Like I know that in my 47 years of being on this planet, I don't always feel the same. I can feel one way this day and I can feel another way another day. So I know that's always going to change. So when I'm not happy one And I give it a whole like week or something like that. Something strong out where, okay, man, oh, she pissed me off. And I can get upset. I can be disgruntled. I can feel underappreciated. Hey, we need to talk. We need to have a conversation. And we can have this little debate, whatever the case may be. And then next, I'll say, okay, from this point on, moving forward, can we start doing this? Or can we change how we do this? Or I don't know. And so we can try to find a way to compromise, because I feel like that's what marriage is all about. Trying to find some type of way that we can move forward together.
Based on what you just said, you saying Will should stay?
Say it again?
So what you just said, Will should stay with Jada.
I feel like if he got that much love in him for Jada, yeah, he should.
Even if that's destroying his brand or his image.
Like I said, money is irrelevant.
No.
You can make more
me
money.
Personally, my thing is, if you love me, you're not going to say or do the things you do.
That's not always true.
You say that you're going out and saying X, Y, and Z to the public and all, and she's been going on Jada, hell of a media run. I don't see how you can do it. If you put that much effort and the media run you went through from this podcast, from the West Coast to the fucking East Coast, your marriage might be good. But once again, we don't know shit about your marriage if you don't talk. And you're not relevant, it seems, because you're not pumping out no movies because it's a strike. What's making you relevant is downgrading your husband. One of the things about being married is you're supposed to uplift each other. I don't say this shit. And if you can't uplift nobody, you can't be my partner, because we supposed to be like the dynamic duo, Batman and Robin. If you can't do that, what the fuck we here for?
Yeah, and some people don't know how to express that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if, bam, you went from being in the hood to being in the public eye, you have to have a certain persona. You got to say a certain thing where everybody's going to have their own narrative, their own spin to it. Then you got to be careful with your words. Sometimes you can express yourself, oh, look at you. You know what I'm saying? He feel like if he don't have his piece, he leaving. So, and ask your spouse, is you giving him the peace? Well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Something we had a fight last night. Oh, y'all ain't got no peace in the house. And they'll take that and run with it. And that could be the narrative. Not knowing the household dynamic, because that might be just sacred. That might not be everybody's business.
You all about your business, right?
Yeah.
And one thing about it, you are driven, right?
Yeah.
So you got your money your stock invest in this company, right? And it's doing good for the most part. And then all of a sudden they have these kick-ups and you're losing. You taking more L's than victories. As a businessman, you're trying to make a profit. You're not trying to take no L's. Do you take your money and then invest it in something else? Or do you continue to let your money tank? Or you go on this notion of, I'm going to go live it, I'm going to leave it up to God, I'm going to leave it up to faith. What do you do?
And I'm going to tell you, that's kind of a complex question. I'll be honest with you. Because some things, and they tell you not to fall romantically in love with your business, because you get romantic with your business, it's hard to sell, it's hard to let go, it's because you connected to it. And you can't be romantic with your job, because they can cut you off anytime they want to. Like, you know, so they have their right. If they want to do some layoffs.
So what you just said, because marriage is a job. You're a husband. You're a father. That's a job. You're supposed to love your job. As a father, don't you love being a father?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you love being a husband?
Yeah.
Those are your employees. I'm just bringing in the business aspect so you understand. And the thing about it is, when you're employed, now it's nothing that you can really do about your daughter. But if, let's say your VP is not doing what they're supposed to do, you're a VP, chances are you're going to fire that VP. Because they're not doing something that can make this company grow. You are a company. The Jackson INC is a company. It's a fucking brand. You may not like it, but that's what it is. And you have employees or your stockholders, which could be your kids. And if your VP ain't acting accordingly or does anything to diminish the brand or the integrity of this business, guess what you're going to do?
Okay.
You're going to have to sink and go bankrupt, or you're going to replace them.
I like this scenario, but I'm gonna use another scenario, the way that I look at it, so you can kind of understand what I'm saying. You're saying that's a business. I feel like marriage is a part of your body. So when you hurt yourself and maybe, you know what I'm saying, you have shoulder ain't acting right, do you cut your shoulder off? Or you like, oh, let me rehab this voice so it can get better? Or, you know what I'm saying, if something's happening to your body, you know, regardless of what's going on, you don't throw away the body, you don't cut it off. You let it be.
I like how you went there. You said your marriage is your body, right?
Yeah.
See, the thing about it is when my body is acting foul or something like that, I get a blood transfusion. See, when a certain body fails, you got an organ donor. You see what I'm saying?
So let me ask this, because you just went through rehab with your shoulder not too long ago. So did you blood transfusion your shoulder?
When I went to blood, see, the thing about it is when the body got to acting fucked up, I went for help. And had a rib popped out, had two actually. They popped it back in place, I felt good. See, I got the help. But just rest assured, if this help does not help, and I still feel like my body is failing, I'm going to disconnect from these motherfuckers and go take my money and time and faith in somebody somewhere else.
So you can still fix the shoulder.
Maybe it could be surgery I have to do. But see, once again,
regardless of what happened, you're trying to fix that shoulder. I don't see, that's the whole thing about it. When it's connected to you, you're gonna do all means possible, because I need to fix this shoulder. I need to work on it. I need to make sure that it gets better.
Motherfuckers who got diabetes, guess what? That motherfucker, they did everything they can to save that body. And guess what? They cut that motherfucker off to live because it's dead weight. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? To me, if we arguing, we fussing, we not on the same wavelength, and if I got kids, I don't want my kids to see that shit. It's one thing to argue in front of your kids, and my kids see me, hey, mommy, we arguing, and guess what? We come together, and they say, damn, they worked that shit out. I can appreciate that. Respect it. Because now you sent the message to your daughters and your sons to say, hey, although it wasn't peachy and cream, mommy and daddy still love each other, and they had a hiccup, and they came together, and they worked it out. I'm telling nobody go out and get a divorce by any stretch of the meaning. But what I am saying, if you're not happy, why stick around? And I ain't talking about as soon as somebody did something to make you mad, you're like, oh, fuck you, I'm out. No, I'm not saying that. But when it's more of this than this, why?
So
and do not make, because you have some kids,
give the audience a gauge. What is the gauge? What is you going by? Is there a time limit? Like this there?
I think it's your help. If you go like this, you with somebody, they ain't making you feel good, you're arguing, your stress level's going up, your blood pressure's going up, you're going to the doctor, they like, look, whatever's stressing you the fuck up, you need to kill that shit because it's killing you. Do you stick around? It's like, oh, because I was like, man, guess what? Y'all, I love this motherfucker right here. She's my real. No, because you think your thing is before, as well as you're supposed to be a wife, a husband, supposed to be a father, and if you and your wife ain't seeing eye to eye, guess what? Still gotta look for these fucking kids. She's grown. She can still make these cognitive thinking and these moves, but she's grown. These girls still need a fucking father. No matter how much they want to give to black women, and I am, but black fathers do mean something, especially to their fucking daughters. So, by that logic, you like, oh, okay, you know what? This ain't working. My kids are seeing this shit, and she's not good for my health. I'm not about to go, hey, Lord, you know what? I put in your hands, this, that, and the other. The God is only going to give you so much that you can handle. And the Lord said, guess what? You can't handle this motherfucker. This dead weight. Get the fuck on. Now, I done gave you all signs to say, get the fuck on. I done showed you your heart ain't right because stress levels. I don't even send a good fucker to your way to say, hey, whatever the fuck is stressing you out, get the fuck on. Guess what? You chose to stay. Die, motherfucker, I see you in judgment day. When you come to tell me, hey, Lord, I did this, that, that, you gonna say, motherfucker, gave you all the signs. You chose not to listen.
And that's funny you how you putting this dynamics in here, because I got a story for you, and it's pretty much kind of deal with how me and my wife kind of got together, because initially me dating my wife, we dated off and on for about 12 years, off and on, like, so we got that friction, and I'm all about happiness, I'm all about laughing, and she was the more negative Nancy, always. I'm like, you coming with this? I'm like, I'm out, because I'm not going to deal with it. So, and I treated, almost majority of the women I deal with, I treat it like that. So they know that if they come to me with some negativity, they come with me with that nagging, I'm out the door. That was period. That was the whole demeanor behind it. And this is my thing. God had to change my spirit and show me how strong I can be if I just endure hardness. If I can learn how to deal with that and say, you know what, you just talk inside of your neck, whatever, that's where you feel, and move on. Like it's like water off a duck's back, you know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that skill, but that wasn't something I just adopted right off the bat. I had to learn that, because I had to learn that I can't take things personally because of how you feeling. You might have a bad day at work. You might somebody might have cut you off on the freeway. I don't know what happened to you, but now you agitated and you want to spill it off on me, and I'm not going to accept it. I'd rather like, oh, that's where you at? Okay, cool. Just holler at me when you're done. And I can be that person, and I'm okay with it.
Ooh, that's perfect.
I'm able to endure a lot longer than them guys like, every time I come home. You know what I'm saying? You think about it like this. How happy hour even invented? Because like, this is the only time a lot of men, let me use that. A lot of men feel like this, that in between time between the job and going home, that I can really be happy. It's when I'm at the bar, 5 o'clock, give me another round. Give me another round. Because I've got to get prepared. Because I go home, I'm about to be frustrated. And I go back to work, I'm going to be frustrated. So happy hour is there for them type of guys. So it exists. So we know that that's a thing. But for those guys who got heart, because everybody don't have heart, which means that they can endure some pain, they can endure some struggle, because it's not like it's no blemish on my record. Because what you saying ain't bothering me like that. Now you talking bad about me, you insulted me. Hey, that's gonna be a fight. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna, oh, what you say? What you say about my mama? Oh, and of course we can go there if it goes that route. But when it comes to attitudes, when it comes to spirits, when it comes to character traits, all this stuff had to mesh, and we always can't be oil and water all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got to find a way that I need to let loose some more of myself. She needs to let some more of herself, so we can be able to blend and be together as one, as a unit. And if we're not doing that, we need to have somebody else involved to be able to point out where we dropping the ball at and where we need to pick it up at. And maybe we need that, because we might need some rehab. We might need some therapy. We might need some counseling. But whatever it takes, I'm going to do everything possible to make sure it happens. So it might take some prayer, because I really feel like in my heart, God is able to change your mind right there in the blink of an eye. He can just, oh, you know what? Man.
Oh, guess what? We got a lot of motherfuckers that say otherwise, that, hey, it just didn't work. Whether because of infidelity, it could have been violence. It could have been X, Y, and Z. My thing is this: your peace and your happiness, sanity, your health, your well-being. Because you going through certain situations, your trials and tribulations, because you're trying to save face, because you feel like I made a promise or I made an oath. We all know all those words get broken sometimes. Yeah. Once again, I'm not trying to tell no man or woman to go out and get a divorce. But what I'm saying is, and don't run because the first sign of a disagreement. I'm not saying that. Please understand that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if it is more, let's like this. You've been married, let's say 10 years. After 10 years, you done argued 7 years. And I'm talking about, so that means The first 3 years were all good. You've been married 10 years, and after 10 years, 7 years, man, that is bad. Shit ain't gonna change.
Okay.
Especially if you exhausted all the things you could to change this situation and it didn't get better. Why? Oh, I don't want my family to think bad of me because my mom said this motherfucker wasn't shit anyway. Or my boy said that. Because most of the motherfuckers that's gonna cast judgment on you is either broke or in a more fucked up situation than you and just want you to be a part of their fucked up situation. So fuck them. Be selfish and think about you. And if you got kids, then hey, all my time and energy is to make sure I'm good and my kids are good. I don't give a fuck about nothing else after that. Once again, I don't have kids. So this is coming from a man that don't have kids. But if I did, kids come. I come first, then my kids. And I set it up to say, if I'm fucked up because I'm not putting me first, what good am I to my kids?
No.
My kids are going to always, if I had kids, my kids will always be my motivation. So I got to make sure I'm tip top. When I come to them, I don't want to seem lesser than. I still want to be that superhero.
Right.
Still want to be that girl's first love or that boy's super. Mom, that's the man. He could do this. He could do that. So I'm gonna make sure I keep my promise to my kids. If I had kids, once again, I don't. The last thing I want to do is hold myself down, hold my kids down, and be miserable. If I am miserable, nothing gets accomplished. It doesn't.
Yeah, and sometimes too, team, we have to work on ourselves. Sometimes we decide to not to be better. If we at a standstill that we're not growing, we're not educating ourselves, we're not making any type of difference, we're not building anything. Yes, this woman is constantly trying to level up and get better. Guess what? Y'all gonna be on different sides of the spectrum because, hey, I just like to go to work, you know what I'm saying, get my beer and watch, you know what I'm saying, sports all day. And so that's my life. So long as I'm bringing in home money and she's trying to go to school, she's trying to better herself, trying to get more money. Next thing you know, she get up there, it's like, hey, you know, now there's a mixing chemistry. And so she like, hey, you gotta do something better too. No, I don't want to do nothing better. I'm good like I am. So now you got friction now because now they're trying to build two separate households. Somebody trying to get better and somebody just want to just stay maintenance. And so I don't feel like you can build a household when one person is growing, another person is not. Of course, you can be the support system.
No.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be you can be the support system. But once that person come up, okay, you went to school last year. I'm gonna roll this year. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to get some more certifications under my belt. I need to get some more skills, and we grow together. So we
see what you're saying right there is ideal. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
But we don't live in that type of world. So what I'm saying is for the motherfuckers that ain't trying to level up like you, for the motherfuckers that's keeping you down, or the motherfuckers that always complaining, or for the motherfuckers it's just not trying to elevate you to be a better person, whether it be male or female. Once again, I don't play the little sexist thing. All I'm saying is if you're married 10 years and after 10 years, 7 of them bitches is bad, meaning the first 3 may be good, you need to self-evaluate. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people put too much, because I went to a church and I said these oaths and these vows, I'm letting God down. No, you're not. He's a forgiving God. Ain't that based on what we were being all taught? He's a forgiving God. So, that's why I want to end with, we're going to probably hear more and more of this whole Jada and Pop thing. I'm just hoping that in the end, it works out for the best. I hope killer and killers, or the people that was involved in the Pop death, all brought to justice and they served the time.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I hope the best for the Smiths. I really do. I'm not for talking to any man, because I am a black man. At the same time, I'm not down for dogging any woman. That's all I can say on that.
And I'm in agreement with that. Definitely want the best for everybody. I want to see everybody win. That's the important thing about winning. So when you in a position that and I like to use this as an example. When you're on a team that you ain't got none. You Jordan, but you got a bunch of scrubs on the team that you're not gonna get no championships. You know what I'm saying? Because the ball is always going to you, and you can't score all the points. So a team like that, then you have no choice but to get traded. But if you find in your heart that you see something out of this person, that you feel like, okay, there's still some life left in this, I say go for it. I say try to stick with it if you can, to the end if possible. You know what I'm saying? That's my caveat behind it. And definitely, want justice to be served for Tupac. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long awaited thing. So many people have tarnished the evidence and messed up stuff, and different policemen got fired, you know what I'm saying, because they're investigating and stuff like that. So it makes you know that there's something crooked involved. And so long as the final say that the person who was involved got their due served, and I'm all for it.
So I'd like to thank everybody to watch this. Kind of like special editions, because we kind of like this on a whim. Tune in for more episodes, more guests, and everybody just get along, have fun, enjoy life. Peace. We out.